I'm Kazaru, also known as Kaz or Kax, and this is part 2 of my advanced one-shot speedrunning tutorials. In this video, I'll go over how to perform the Ultramenu trick, which allows you to fast travel while crafting an item. This trick saves 2 to 3 seconds for any percent runs. I will assume you're familiar with all of the multi-binds in the run, which I cover in part 1 of the previous video. Ideally, you should have all of the binds from that video set up before you learn this trick. First, I'll cover what you need to do to set up before the trick, and then how to actually perform it. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so first off, you have to know that in order to do this trick, you have to rebind in the middle of the run. And if you do this quickly enough, you don't lose any time, because you just do it while you're waiting on a screen transition to finish. So before you try that, first you need to know what you need to rebind. The button you have to rebind, you only have to change one thing. Look at your action binds and figure out which one of these is your down select key. For me, that's V, so this is the button I'm changing. As for what button you change this to, you change it to the same button that is currently your down menu button. For me, my down menu button is Q, so I change this to Q. So click on that and press Q. And then instead of moving your mouse all the way to accept, you can just move your hand back to the keyboard and hit enter. So perform decently quickly, that menu will look like this. So now that you know what the rebind is, I'll show you where to do it. So this is the safe. I'm going to input the code, use down select, select, equip the bottle, and fast travel with down select to the docks. And then the rebind is done right here when you walk into Shrimp Swamp for the first time. So while you're walking up here, just move your left hand to be hovering over the F1 button. And then as soon as you see the screen starting to fade, then you do the menu. So here, now I do the menu. And then go back and hold text match up. So that was the simple but hard way to do the rebind, because you need to be kind of quick to not lose time. Now I'll show you an easier method that gives you more time, but it's more complicated because it requires more setup. At a top level, there's no time difference between these two methods, so if you don't care about this, use the timestamps in the description to skip this part. Anyway, the easier but more complicated method involves splitting the rebinding process into 2 parts, and you do the first part of it here after exiting the mines. Here the menu is going to be the exact same, except at the end, instead of hitting enter, you just hit Alt-Tab. This will leave the rebinding screen behind the game window in the background. So you do it here after picking up the camera and then leaving the mines. You need to hold down text match for just a little bit to clear the text, and then you can do the menu. So here, and then Alt-Tab. So a cutscene that teleports you back here just lasts longer than the screen transition to Shrimp Swamp, so it gives you more time to do those inputs. But the reason you Alt-Tab instead of hitting enter is because you don't actually want to save the rebind yet, because you still need to use down select a few times. After doing all this, you just keep playing until you reach Shrimp Swamp, so I'll fast forward to that point. And now we're back here right before Shrimp Swamp, and in this case it's the same thing. You want to do inputs right as you're doing the screen transition, but now because you did the setup beforehand, all you have to do is press F1 and then enter. So F1, enter, and then go back. So that method does the rebind in 2 parts, so it's a little more complicated, but it is easier because it gives you more time. And again, there's no actual time difference between these 2 methods at a top level, so you can just do whichever one you prefer. Anyway, with that out of the way, that's the setup for the trick done. So after you've done the rebind, your down menu button is now your Ultramenu button. And also while it's like that, your down select button does not work, so you don't have a working down select right now. So keep that in mind. Anyway, once you've reached Shrimp Swamp and done the rebind, you just have to play normally for a bit again. I'll fast forward. Up until this point, and I'm also going to note real quick that if you have the utility be 3.2 and you have my any % practice save pack loaded into it, there's an Ultramenu practice save right here, and using that will place you right here. So if you don't already have that set up and you want to have it, then you can watch my setup guide linked in the description. So now finally we can do the actual trick. So what this trick involves and what the button actually does is it will select an item and open the fast travel menu at the same time. And normally when you do that, that will just close the inventory. But for some reason, if you do that on a green item, like the gas mask, then the inventory will also stay open. So now it can interact with the inventory and the menu at the same time. So that's what the button does. To do the actual trick, first I'll show you the inputs you have to do slowly, and then at the end I'll do the whole trick quickly so you can see what it looks like when performed fast. Okay, so starting off you have to have the syringe equipped at this point, and then you item select the bubble. As soon as the inventory fades in, just press the Ultramenu button. The Ultramenu button will go down to the gas mask and select it and open the menu, all of those things at the same time. So yeah, as soon as the inventory fades in, press the button. After getting to this point, press up select twice. So what that does is it will select the syringe and the bottle, which starts the craft, and it will also open the fast travel menu. And then while it's crafting, you just go up 3 in the fast travel menu and then confirm. So I'll do the 2 up selects, and then 1, 2, 3, and confirm. And as you can see, that lets you fast travel while you're crafting. As soon as this craft finishes, press right, and then item select the crowbar, and then delay a little bit, and then hold up. So it will look like this. And you want to delay the up press, you don't want to hold up immediately, because you will notice the menu cursor move up to the light bulb, like that, and you don't want that, because that will make the next menu a little bit harder. So delay the up press so the menu cursor does not move to the light bulb. Once you're here, you just interact with the planks, and then press unequip to de-equip the crowbar. Pick up the sponge. Pick up the gloves. And here you're going to do the Ultramenu again. So you want to item select this door transition. And as soon as the inventory fades in here, you do the exact same inputs as before, except first you press right, okay? So as soon as the inventory fades in here, press right and then press the Ultramenu button. And then up select twice, and then 1, 2, 3 up, and confirm. And then as soon as the craft finishes, just press item select and then hold down. In this case, you want to hold down immediately, so the cursor also moves. So that is the entire trick, and I'll show you what it's like performed quickly. Alright, so here's the entire sequence performed fast. Like so. Something I also want to note is instead of pressing up select twice, you can just mash it like this. As long as you don't mash it for too long. Because if you mash it for too long, then you just accidentally fast travel to the wrong spot. Alright, so that is the entire trick, though you have to remember you still have the Ultramenu button bound, and your down select doesn't work, so you have to change that button back so that your down select can work again. And you do this while you're transitioning from Barrens to Glen, so just keep playing normally here for a bit. And then right here, during this transition, this cutscene is very, very long, so you have a ton of time to open the menu here and change the button back to your down select key. You have to remember to do this, because otherwise your down select just doesn't work, so don't forget to do that. But yeah, that should be the entire Ultramenu trick and everything that goes into it. In the next video, part 3, I'll go over the entire any% run at a world record level. That's all for now. See ya.